I have analyzed over 100 iconic guitar riffs and they all share one important compositional concept. It's the most powerful tool for making guitar and vocals sound cohesive. Thanks to this method, two individual melodies will come together as a single musical idea, and this concept is called polyphony. Relax guys, polyphony is not just about 90s phones. In music theory, polyphony is when two or more independent melodies are played simultaneously. And today I will explain the theory behind it, guide you through an easy-to-apply framework and break down my real example for this composing method. We will start from a guitar riff and finish with a complete song part. When you listen to iconic riffs in a song, you hear two different melodies at once. One is the guitar riff and the other one is the vocal line. You should always keep in mind that both are crucial pieces of the overall mix. These two melodies come together to form a unique musical combination. That makes the song so memorable that it stays recognizable even when you hear instrumental covers without the vocal part. This is why it's so important to analyze and develop the vocal line when working on a guitar riff. And this is where the polyphony comes into play. There is another, more common way to write songs, especially in pop music, where typically you can hear a single lead melody supported by a backing track of chords or pads, which is called the arrangement. In this approach, the arrangement is beautiful and harmonically correct, but it doesn't function as an independent melody on its own. Let's stick with our polyphony approach. This is my example for today, and I will guide you through the full process of how it was composed. My main goal is to show that you can write great music and complete songs. Everything you need is a clear understanding of composing techniques which I break down on this channel. Please support me by hitting the subscribe button and by leaving a comment. This really helps me a lot. To make two individual melody lines fit together, you need a very specific compositional framework. Here's what I'm gonna do. First, I need to compose two rhythmic patterns that fit together. This will serve as the rhythmic foundation for two melodies. Second, I will develop each pattern into a complete melody, ensuring both follow the same chord progression to harmonize with each other. I want to give you an example which is much more close to the real-life composing. Usually metal musicians start from the riff. You probably have a collection of cool riff ideas, so let's take something from them and develop into the song section. So here's my step 1 example, the initial riff. As we already have the initial riff, the next step number 2 is to reveal its rhythmic structure. Let me explain. Every melody consists of two key elements, pitch and rhythm. Pitch refers to the notes you choose, while rhythm focuses on the note durations. We start from the rhythmic aspect because it's much easier to work with. To uncover the rhythmic structure of a melody, I use the single note technique. The idea is to simplify the line just to one note so you can see the pure rhythm. It's a bit harder to do with the guitar riff because we have intervals and many other details. To simplify it, we need to focus on joining the note durations, avoid intervals and skip the secondary details. Don't treat it like a rocket science, usually you just need to try multiple options. The result should sound like this. As you could hear, this simplified line rhythmically represents the initial riff. To make it, I use a free library Steinway grant by Meyer. It runs on a free distance sampler, so all the solution is completely free to you. I'll leave the link in the description. Step 3 is to compose the second rhythmic pattern which fits with the first one. This will be the vocal part, by the way. We should compose the second pattern as a single note line. I am using the note which is a perfect fifth above the first pattern. This way, the two rhythmic structures will sound different but still harmonious. As you can see, the first pattern has just one syncopation but is mostly very constant. This creates a space for offbeat ideas in the second pattern. Honestly, the pattern I show on the screen is my 5th attempt. Sometimes it takes time and patience to get it right. That's exactly what we need. Two individual rhythmic structures which can later on be developed as the full-fledged melodies. The most important thing here is that we are 100% sure they fit each other even before developing them into something more complex. The lead sound represents the vocal and its Rhea library of a free pack called Hyperpop Synth. The plugin itself is called Labs and it has the free plan. I also put the link in the description. Now the step 4. It's time to develop the rhythmic structure into a full-fledged melody. Everything we need to do is to choose the proper notes. The notes you select are closely tied to the underlying harmony and scale. Two melodies must follow the same chord progression. My example is in C region with the chord progression 1-5-1-5. That's what determines my choice of notes. The basic logic behind choosing notes is simple. To create a sense of stability, you should use notes from the underlying chord. To build more tension, you should use notes outside of the chord. That's exactly what I do writing the melody. My mission is to build a metal composing community. I want to share all my songwriting and composing knowledge here, giving you a free access to the game-changer techniques. Please support me by hitting the subscribe button and by leaving a comment. I hope my lessons could help as many musicians as possible. Alright, we did it. Take a look. Two individual melodies fit together perfectly. Let's listen to the final result. By the way, the riff from my today's example was composed by using the groove rules. That's what I break down in my linked video. There I explain a complete framework of how to make your riff's groove. Don't miss it, and see you!